That's right, YouTube. The best substrate that I found is actually just recycled newspaper. And I'll tell you why. Because I used paper towels before, and what happened was my geckos kind of slid around on it. I used no substrate at all, and it was even worse for them sliding around, and it's just not comfortable for them. So they can get a grip with their little feet on the newspaper. So I like that. That's one reason. The other reason is because I have a really easy time seeing on the newspaper their poops. See if I can bring you in where you can see it. You see that poop up there in the corner? There it is. That's the poop. And I mean, it's really good that I can see that because I can check it out and I can make sure that it's the right color, that it's not super foul smelling, it's not buried under mulch and different pieces of little things. And that's why I prefer um, newspaper. Also, it's absorbent and it'll get there whenever the wet parts, it'll absorb it and keep it kind of tidy in there. And they have a good they really have good friction in there. They can hold on well whenever they're hunting or walking around. They're not sliding everywhere and feeling uncomfortable. And that's pretty much why I like newspaper. Also, it's thin, it's close to the bottom, so my heat pad doesn't have a hard time heating through there. The actual heat that I'm putting out is pretty much what they're getting through the plastic. You don't have to go a whole long way through a whole bunch of sand and everything. I don't have to worry about them eating anything. I must say honestly that years ago I kept African fat tails on bark, the repti bark, and I didn't have any problems. But that don't mean that it couldn't happen. So today, when you know better, you do better, and I would never do it now. So take my advice. If I understand that it looks better to use the sand and to use the bark and to use the mulches and all the different kinds of things, but if you really want to make sure that your health of your animal is the most important thing for you, then what you're going to want to use is the um, is newspaper. Like I said, I did try the paper towels. It works for some people, but my geckos just didn't get good traction on it. I mean, they have my fat tails especially, have these little tiny little feet, and they just really don't do well on it. So, at any rate, I thank you. Say thank you, Miss Liz. And your geckos will thank you, especially your African fat tail geckos, which I love so much. They'll thank you for just giving them just plain old newspaper. Oh, one other tip, newspaper. Make sure the newspaper that you use as little color as possible. Turn it to the side that has the least amount of colored ink on it. And also make sure that it cures, that you have it sitting to the side for a minimum of 3 weeks to get the toxicity out of it so it won't be harmful to your gecko. So that's it. All right, YouTube. This is 910 Gecko Gal. And you have a wonderful evening. Bye.